for coming. There's a big crowd here. I'm so glad you're here because today you will listen to something that science has brought about the human race that is a real paradigm shift to how we're going to look at medicine. In the past 1.5 centuries, medicine is based on treating symptoms. You fall ill, we'll give you a tablet to get rid of the symptoms. You fall ill, you go for surgery, we cut out the disease part. That's the old paradigm of medicine, giving you drugs and cutting out something from your body to get rid of it. But what we don't realize is our forefathers, our ancestors, they have used energy healing, quantum healing for centuries, and we have forgotten all about it. All of us here are Asians. Whether you're Hindu, whether you're Buddhist, whether you're Christians, you know, we are all based on Asian culture where we have used acupuncture for healing. And that's the energy. In Chinese, we call it our qi, right? In Indians, we call it our prana, our energy. So what is the acupressure points that Dr. Roy spoke about? The CV14 or, you know, all the different points that we put the LifeWave. It is actually our qi that is flowing in that energy point. And when we have that energy flow in that meridian, and it is distorted, it is altered, that's when disease comes into place. And our forefathers who used needles for acupressure or acupuncture, or whether even if you go to the temple, the priest at the temple, he will know how to elevate your chi, your prana, your energy. And quantum physics has proven what is prana and what is chi about is at the scalar level. It's scalar energy at the scalar level. I won't go in much into such scientific knowledge about that, but last year, 2 people won the Nobel Prize on the quantum physics proving what is scalar energy, what is prana, and what is chi. They won the Nobel Prize. And I'm so proud to say that LifeWave is based on that scientific knowledge. So you're looking at the paradigm shift in how we can heal the human body without using drugs that have side effects. And the reason why drugs were promoted in the last 1.5 centuries is so that the big pharma can earn so much money. But yet look at where human beings have become. We have got more and more sick people in this world. We're not getting better, we're getting worse. So we need to get a new way of healing the human race, and LifeWave with Dr. David Smith, thanks to him, he's brought something new for you all to experience. All the way we're hidden in Malaysia, and yet somebody from US had made the effort to bring such a big thing to all of us. What a grace it is, I think, for humanity. I would say thank you to him if he's ever watching any of these videos. And I would say, you know, it might be something new to you. You might not be able to accept it because throughout your life, you've always thought about surgery or tablets. But I want you to give it a try. You will have to be skeptical, yes, because you've never experienced this before, but you must also be open-minded. If you are skeptical and not open-minded, you're going to miss the best opportunity of healing yourself and your loved ones. But if you're open-minded and not skeptical, then of course we call them fools. So yeah, give it a try. You know, you've witnessed what Dr. Roy was doing just now, how she has relieved pain for a couple of our sisters here. And this is, they're not being paid, right? You guys are not being paid to come out to the front to show that you've relieved your pain. So it worked, and I was skeptical at the start. I didn't believe that such a thing could work, a patch without any medicine, because I studied in uni. They teach me that only drugs or surgery can cure something, so I didn't believe it. But I was skeptical and I was open-minded enough to try it. So when I used the patch, I had a whole sense of well-being. I don't have any medical problems, but I have a whole sense of well-being. And on that day when I had that patch, I was running and doing all sorts of things, like, you know, I completed so much of my task. I was so energetic that day. So I would say, use it. And sometimes it takes time. Quantum healing takes time to heal. You can't expect to use it for a day, a week, a month, and expect all your problems to go away. It doesn't happen that way. You have to give it a try at least 3 to 6 months, as Dr. Roy always says, and then you will see the effect of the patch. But on top of the effect of the patch, we must also think of 4 things: our diet, exercise, sleep, and stress management. These are the 4 pillars of health, and LifeWave is a great supplement to help the 4 pillars of health. So I'm so glad to meet all of you here today, and if you need anything,
in our DNA to allow the protein to come out and heal. Could you give a brief summary of that, please?
yeah, so in gist, I don't want to complicate it too much, but as you know, our DNA is a double helix, rolls onto itself, right? So what LifeWave X39 does is, it actually produces GHK, which is a protein, copper GHK, and copper GHK has been known for decades to actually stimulate stem cell production. So what we used to do, as in the medical people used to do, is we used to inject that peptide. It's a peptide. We used to inject peptide. People come to the clinic and get injections for the peptide to improve their copper GHK, which would then stimulate their stem cells. Some people want to look young, so they come for that kind of peptide injections. And there's a very famous society in America called the Peptide Society. As a matter of fact, the president of it, Professor William Seed, is a good friend of mine. So he used to give injections. But now with the X39, what it does is it actually stimulates your acupressure point to stimulate the production of that copper GHK. So it unravels the double helix of your DNA to produce the proteins that you need to transcript whatever it is, the GHK, to stimulate your stem cell production. So that's the gist of the simplified version of what it does. Copper GHK is proven. If you look at the medical journals, you find a lot of articles that tell you about copper GHK that stimulates stem cell production.
Thank you.
Is there any more questions?
Yeah, it is such a powerful peptide.
Yeah.
So besides activating stem cells, what other thing does it do?
Well, stem cells is the key of a lot of things. Stem cells is the basic cell that becomes a pluripotent cell. Pluripotent meaning it differentiates to many different types of cells. So it produces a lot of fat. Some people use it so that they can cure baldness. Men use it to cure baldness. Men use it for potency, sterility, those kind of things. Because it's a stem cell, it can generate anything to heal you. You have an injury, liver injury, stem cells can help heal the liver injury. You have a knee injury from sports, stem cells can heal that. And some people even spend $150,000 injecting themselves with stem cells directly if you want. But you have a better alternative, non-injectable, non-invasive, just a simple patch. Just patch it on you and stimulate it. Look at what a miraculous patch this is. You don't have to spend $150,000.
For MS patients, usually their main issues is the nerve system. So how does stem cell help for that?
Question. If you ask me what is the exact mechanism, I wouldn't know, otherwise I'll be a multi-billionaire by now. But what the LifeWave does is, again, I talked about the scalar energy of the person. So the scalar energy is your chi, your prana. It allows you to allow your own body to heal itself. So what quantum healing does is it creates an environment for your own body. Our body is very powerful. Our body can produce all sorts of chemical proteins and everything to heal ourselves. But because our chi, our energy, has been obstructed, the energy is not there to allow it for self-healing. There's an obstruction. So what this does is it creates the environment for your energy flow so that your whole body is allowed to heal itself. Your body is an amazing instrument for self-healing. If only we knew that, if only we knew how to utilize that. Even our thoughts, our basic thoughts, stops our chi, and that's why we have illness. That's why when you find people who have maybe their spouses pass away, they get depressed. The depression itself can actually cause disease, cancer, heart disease, whatever in that person because of their chi. It's not flowing properly. So the body is not healing itself.
You are a medical doctor, so how do you convince another medical doctor to your grandfather?
A very good question. I don't convince people. What I do is like exactly what Dr. Roy does. You just tell the person, do you have any problems? Pain. Pain is generally the thing that's easiest. Even my friends, my medical colleagues who don't have pain, I put an Eon patch for them. Immediately they have a sense of well-being because a lot of people have inflammation going on in their body without them knowing it, without any symptoms, just feeling a bit of aches and pains. As soon as I put the Eon there, I suddenly feel, I actually feel very lighter. And one of my friends said, I feel taller because he actually feels because he always, when they are not well, there's inflammation, they always walk with a hunch. Suddenly when you put that, there's no hunch, but as you know, our DNA is a double helix, rolls onto itself, right? So, what LifeWave X39 does is, it actually produces GHK, which is a protein, copper GHK, and copper GHK has been known for decades to actually stimulate stem cell production. So what we used to do, as in the medical people used to do, is we used to inject that peptide. It's a peptide. We used to inject peptide. People come to the clinic and get injections for the peptide to improve their copper GHK, which would then stimulate their stem cells. Some people want to look young, so they come for that kind of peptide injections. And there's a very famous society in America called the Peptide Society. As a matter of fact, the president of it, Professor William Seed, is a good friend of mine. So he used to give injections. But now with the X39, what it does is it actually stimulates your acupressure point to stimulate the production of that copper GHK. So it unravels the double helix of your DNA to produce the proteins that you need to transcript whatever it is, the GHK, to stimulate your stem cell production. So that's the gist of the simplified version of what it does. Copper GHK is proven. If you look at the medical journals, you find a lot of articles that tell you about copper.
Okay, GHK CEO.
CU copper, CU stands
Yes,
for copper.
yeah, it is such a powerful peptide.
Yeah.
So besides activating stem cells, what other thing does it do?
Well, stem cells is the key of a lot of things. Stem cells is the basic cell that becomes a pluripotent cell. Pluripotent meaning it differentiates to many different types of cells. So it produces a lot of fat. Some people use it so that they can cure baldness. Men use it to cure baldness. Men use it for potency, sterility, those kind of things. Because it's a stem cell, it can generate anything to heal you. You have an injury, liver injury, stem cells can help heal the liver injury. You have a knee injury from sports, stem cells can help heal that. And some people even spend $150,000 injecting themselves with stem cells directly. But you have a better alternative, non-injectable, not invasive, just a simple patch. Just patch it on you and stimulate it. Look at what a miraculous patch this is. You don't have to spend $150,000.
For MS patients, usually their main issues is the nerve system. So how does stem cell help for that?
Question. If you ask me what is the exact mechanism, I wouldn't know, otherwise I'll be a multi-billionaire by now. But what the LifeWave does is, again, I talked about the scalar energy of the person. So the scalar energy is your chi, your prana. It allows you to allow your own body to heal itself. So what quantum healing does is it creates an environment for your own body. Our body is very powerful. Our body can produce all sorts of chemical proteins and everything to heal ourselves. But because our chi, our energy has been obstructed, the energy is not there to allow it for self-healing. There's an obstruction. So what this does is it creates the environment for your energy flow so that your whole body is allowed to heal itself. Your body is an amazing instrument for self-healing. If only we knew that, if only we knew how to utilize that. Even our thoughts, our basic thoughts, stops our chi, and that's why we have illness. That's why when you find people who have maybe their spouses pass away, they get depressed. The depression itself can actually cause disease, cancer, heart disease, whatever in that person because of their chi. It's not flowing properly. So the body is not healing itself.